Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender regime boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? So I just got done watching Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. on Instagram Live, basically addressing the fact that Team Jaron Ennis had actually sent the offer over to them in terms of making a fight next. Unification in Philly, in Jaron Ennis's backyard in his hometown. And, apparently earlier today, Jaron Ennis came out and said that they declined the offer. They turned it down. They didn't accept the fight. And before I delve into details, let me just give kudos and credit and respect to Jaron Ennis for even sending an offer to a young, undefeated 23-year-old fighter who has been looking incredible in his last few performances, who coming off of one of the best, probably knockout of the year. Also, one of the best performances of the year versus Santillan, who was, 30-something 0 in his hometown. Brian Norman was the underdog. He was set up to lose. He was supposed to lose. And he went in there and brutally beat this dude down in his backyard. And Jaron Ennis, you that confident that you want to fight this young lion right now while you're a young lion? You ain't thinking about, oh, let's wait till the pay-per-view sales get up. Oh, let's wait till you get, they both champions right now, 147, so it's going to be a unification. That let me know Boo's serious about at least being unified at 47. I know he's a bigger guy. He want to be undisputed, but I know he's a bigger guy, man. I really don't know how long Boots can stay at 47, but this showed me he's serious and he on that fast track. He really trying to get those titles because now the fact that Brian Norman has a title, he like, shit, what's good? What's good? So you gotta respect a guy like Boots and their team. That shows the level of confidence that they have in him, that they're willing to make this fight right now. No bullshit, no waiting, right now. When both of them is, on the rise. You feel me? And both champions. So I gotta get them credit for that, man. And so, Brian Norman Sr. and Jr., they basically were saying, look, they did send an offer, so they confirmed that the offer was sent. It was all verbal, no actual contract in writing or anything like that. It's all verbal, but the terms was, the fight gonna be in Philly. They did mention an exact number in terms of money, but Brian Norman Sr. said, look, they sent the offer on Saturday. We sent the counter offer on Sunday. We want the fight. We not turning the fight down. All we doing is just sending a little counter offer. They feel like, hey, for all things considered, we fighting Jaron Ennis. Brian Norman Jr. is undefeated. Ennis undefeated. Both of these guys, two, promising young, hungry lions and current champions. Two highly skilled Black American fighters. You fight in Jaron Ennis' hometown in Philly. This fight really can be some for real down the line. So they like, you know what? I feel like the offer that they sent, they tried to give us next to nothing. All we did was send a little counter offer, just, sweeten it up a little bit. You know what I mean? And we ready to go. But we want the fight, and we ain't gotta do it next after this one or after the next one. We want it right now for that same date, November 9th. You dig what I'm saying? We want that fight right now. But they did send a counter offer. So, and then, he was upset. They was upset about the fact that Boots Ennis said that they turned it down, which technically I can see it from both sides. Like from Boots Ennis's perspective, you can technically say that they turned it down because they didn't just accept the original offer without no type of counters or complaints or revisions or anything like that. That would have been outright accepting the offer, which they didn't do, right? But I could also see it from Brian Norman's perspective as well. Like, okay, we don't know what the numbers was like. What if they offered him, you know, $80,000 or some shit? You know what I mean? When you think about it, like, okay, Boots is a star, rising star. He got that star power on his name right now, a champion now. And of course, he ain't really had all of the fights that's gonna get him to where his trajectory is actually supposed to take him, because I see Boots as a potential pound for pound superstar type of guy in this sport. So he ain't there yet. You know, he ain't really just did no major events like that yet, right? Consistently, and showing that he got that financial prowess and being able to generate a lot of money like that. So, you know, I can see why they're like, okay, well, looking at what Brian Norman has done in his career, looking at what Boots has done so far in his career, it ain't like Boots is that much higher than us in terms of, you know, all the things that would make you a superstar in the sport of boxing. He not that much higher than us, right? So he's like, okay, I feel like we should get paid, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should show a little bit more respect. So I see their perspective as well. I get it. You know, so I can see it from both ways. But at the same time, I also want to commend Brian Norman and their team for how they're handling the situation, because they're coming out. They're not letting this shit linger. They're saying that they want the fight right now. We still got time to make the fight. Let's get this shit done. You feel me? And they just wanted to do a little counter offer. You feel me? So I think it's promising for the simple fact that Boots has already sent the offer. They showed that they serious about making a fight. Brian Norman, they seem like they serious about wanting to make that fight and being confident. You know, they saying that, hey, look, Boots is a great fighter. He's very skilled, but he ain't never been in there where somebody gonna push him. He ain't never been in a 50-50 fight. He ain't never faced no adversity in a fight. And they said that they don't believe in the power. I genuinely believe that Brian Norman and his team believe that they can beat Boots. I believe that. Now, I just hope they get the whole, you know, money situation figured out. You know what I mean? And whatever, I don't know what the numbers is. They didn't go into that. But I'm hoping they can get that figured out, because this is probably the most interesting fight to me currently at 147. It's Jaron Ennis versus Brian Norman. It's a unification match. Stylistically, it's a barn burner. It's a great fight, action-packed. You're going to see skills. You're going to see power. You're going to see athleticism. It's a great fight, and both of these dudes some dogs. You seen what Brian Norman just did, and we already know what Boots bring to the table. They both got that killer gene in them. You know what I'm saying? They got that killer gene. You feel me? So I got to see this fight, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. You know, do you think this fight is a real possibility to happen next? You know, how you feel about the fact that Boots them actually sent the offer, you know, and Brian Norman, they didn't just accept whatever came to them. They like, we want the fight, but we gonna send a little counter offer. They said they never got a response. You know, but they saying they ready right now. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.